What it do, Chad? You already see the vibes.
That. The all-new Ashley, inspiring the love of home.
It's your boy Chief from the Cheat Challenge. Birthday weekend. Vibes, you already see.
His arms just kind of lit and all bloody. And he had blood on his shirt and his face. But I asked him if he knew who he was, and he said, yeah, Z. And I said, you know who I am? He said, yes, God, Mom. Somebody else who there's another.
What it do, Chad? What it do, Chad?
I handed
You already see
my
the
sister.
vibes. Alexa, turn on all lights.
What did you see when you got to the breezeway?
In the door frame, Alana was wedged in between it.
Don't tell me I don't have one pair of glasses here. That's fucking
And she
cool.
was already
Both of them over there. That's gonna be
Despite her own shock and grief, Kristen did everything she could to help Mariah and her children, guiding first responders to where they were. Tragically, little Alana had lost her life from the initial impact, and baby Zane passed away in the ambulance from his injuries. When Brian received word of the accident, he rushed to the scene, unaware of the full extent of the tragedy. It was only when an officer informed him that 2 of his young children had not survived, and that his wife and eldest son were on ventilators, that the devastating reality began to sink in.
I'm begging you! Get begging you! Come on, bro. No! Not me! Not me! Come on, bro. I didn't do nothing, bro. You done nothing. I haven't done nothing, bro. No. 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 You're lying. This is a dream. This is a f***ing dream right now, bro. Please wake me up. Please, I'm begging you, wake me up. No, right now. He's lying, bro. Please, he's lying. Bro, please. Please, he's lying. Please tell me he's lying. Please. I'm telling you right now, I was just with him. Stop it, he's lying, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, no, stop. He's lying. I'm telling you, he's lying, bro. He's lying. No, he's lying. Listen, stop. He's lying. He's lying, bro. Bro, he's lying. Listen to me. Just listen to me. Can't breathe.
What it do, Chad? You already see the vibes. Your boy Chief from the Cheat Challenge. We're painting our nails, Chad. I chose black. Is that a good color? Doing black.
Alrighty. We're all done now.
Okay, and
Yes, ma'am. You need some help?
And then I don't got my glasses, so I don't know if I'm doing a good job either.
I'm not gonna. I trust you.
I'm not gonna run away.
I know. I trust you're not going to.
She's
When
laughing
we do
too.
leave here, I gotta put it back on when we go to the jail. That's just policy procedure. You wanna lose your pants?
She
I
is
don't want you to
laughing.
fall.
No, I don't want to.
I'm gonna try to hold
She's
you
still
up,
laughing.
okay? We might bump into each other, but that's alright.
She's laughing.
She took both of
He got to bury 2 kids, and the bitch that killed him is laughing. That's crazy, Chad.
can't do his life and his one life. I can't do it right now, Mike. Look what he just did to me. Look what he did to me. Look what he did to me. Mike, don't tell me. Look what he did to me. Look what he did to me, bro.
That drunk did that, bro. I didn't do that. That drunk did that. She decided to do that stupid shit, bro.
To lose almost your entire family in a single day is a heartbreak beyond comprehension. Yet Marcella treated the situation as if it meant nothing. Even during her interview, she showed no guilt and repeatedly told officers that she had only had 1 drink before the accident.
So we know you're at Verna's at 12:10, and then you say you go to the boat club, right to the boat club. That's not exactly accurate, because I have surveillance footage of you at the boat club at 3 o'clock.
I don't know. I don't know. I know that, the party started at 3 o'clock, the birthday party. So, I was there a little bit before that.
Do you have any children?
No.
No?
I may have stopped home, just to check on my husband to see what he was up to. So, I could have,
Okay. And if you stopped home, would it be common that you had another glass of wine?
I don't believe so, no.
No. How often do you drink?
I was drinking quite a bit there, but, it's kind of switched over and I'm doing a free now.
What's a free?
It's, alcohol free.
And do you know you crashed into the building?
No,
Do you know what happened?
I do not know. Again, I just had one glass at, Verna's,
Do you drink hard liquor?
no.
Vodka? Beer?
Surveillance footage from Marcella's house clearly shows her drinking a few hours before leaving, a detail that was also highlighted by the sergeant in court. As a result, while backing out of her driveway to meet her husband, Marcella struck her neighbor's car and then sped off toward the club.
So, one glass of Burns.
Yes, and I might have had a glass at the boat club
When at the boat club?
when I went there after Verna's.
And then went to the boat club, had a glass of wine,
Yes,
and then blacked out in the back of the car. Well, that's not accurate,
okay.
okay? Because your car is going 50 miles an hour into the driveway and drives into the building. So you didn't go to the boat club before the crash, okay? We know the crash is at 3, and we know that Verna's is at 12:10, because the alcohol level you were at 4 o'clock, it's not practical, it's not feasible that you had one glass of wine. So then it's not possible that you drank at the boat club, because your car drives into the building and everybody stops drinking, nobody's drinking. And you didn't go to the bar and get a drink after you drove into the car. No.
And I don't remember any of that.
My name is Raquel Smothers. I am Maria's sister. We were supposed to be planning a birthday party for Zane, not a funeral. Knowing you have medical conditions, you should never get behind a wheel whether you are drinking or not. I will never look at the month of April the same ever again. My birthday was a few days prior. The babies were just at my
Birthday
house.
weekend, Chad. Birthday weekend.
They were sitting at the table eating, and this woman crashed her car through this building, destroying all of her lives. My nephew and my sister are still fighting for their lives today. I had to be the one to tell my sister her babies were gone when they removed her ventilator yesterday. She said, "How am I supposed to live without my babies?" I had to see their very last moment before their car was removed.
No, I take that back. I had one, actually I was at the boat club, and I was drinking free. And that's when they call it like a white halo effect, and it just, everything gets really bright.
Because your level, you were a .21.
Oh, that sounds like a lot.
So .08 is the legal level.
Okay.
One glass of wine, or one beer, or one 1-ounce shot of liquor is .02. So that would equal about 10 drinks within an hour.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
So after Verna's, you stopped at home,
Yes,
and then you went, you're saying you went to the boat club and had a couple glasses of wine,
yes.
and then you walked from the bar at the boat club to the party,
To my car.
to your car, okay? Did you go back home then?
No,
Okay, so you walk back to your car, what happened when you get in your car, what do you remember then?
that's where I don't really remember anything.
If Marcella had truly passed out or didn't remember what had happened, she wouldn't have been able to shift gears from reverse to drive after striking her neighbor's car. In the street view, it's clear that she hit the vehicle here, then drove straight without hitting anything else, and consciously steered at this point but failed to brake, likely because she was intoxicated.
So we're gonna start fresh. And I'm gonna ask you a very blunt question. Are you an alcoholic?
I don't believe so.
I see you're getting a little emotional. I apologize.
Well, I think,
I have to ask these hard questions, and you need to look into yourself
right,
and answer this truthfully.
right. And I would say I drank considerably more when I was not drinking the free. But since I started drinking the free, I'm not drinking nearly as much.
And at this point, you are trying to deceive us with how much you drank yesterday and where you were at between 2 and 3. So this is your one opportunity to tell us the truth and look truthful and not deceitful. Because there's only going to be one of two ways that you're seeing. One way, you're a liar, no good, criminal.
Okay.
All right. Second way, she's sorry for what happened. She wants to own up to what she did, and she wants to take responsibility.
The day that happened, that the kids were with me, and we was just having a normal day. I was just playing with them, getting them dressed and ready for the birthday party they was getting ready to attend. Once their mom picked them up, 30 to maybe 40 minutes, probably maybe an hour at tops, I was getting calls from my phone constantly from people I haven't met in years, family members. I felt in my stomach something was very wrong. My brother finally got a hold of me and told me there was an accident at the boat club. When I made it to the boat club, a chapel guy came on my corner, and I dropped straight to the ground. Started screaming because I knew they was gone. I knew in my heart they was gone. So I told him not to tell me. I begged him not to tell me. Before I even registered it was gone, they told me that Jaden, my oldest, was airlifted to the University of Michigan. I didn't even have time to grieve. I didn't have time to process what was going on with Alana and Zane because I had to rush to U of M. I had to make sure Jaden was okay. When I got to the University of Michigan, Jaden was on the table, covered in blood. He had 9 to 10 doctors all on him, trying to work on him, and his eyes seen me. I kept telling him to fight. I kept telling him to keep fighting, and all he did was blink. At that time, I stayed at the University of Michigan for 2 weeks. I never told Jaden his brother and sister were gone.
You probably are the
That is
most
so
hated
hard.
person in the United States. You drove your car into a kid's birthday party and killed 2 kids.
Oh,
Many more are at the hospital in critical condition right now. Adults as well.
That is why I am trying to get the truth from you, Marcella, so I can tell the prosecutor that you're not a low-down, dirty drunk that wants to go out there and kill kids.
oh gosh, no.
I'm looking for the truth, Marcella. The truth needs to come out. Because you are the most hated person in the whole United States right now. I guarantee this is national news. I've been doing this for a long time. I've sat across the table from killers before. Like really, really bad killers. You're not that person.
And I don't remember. Honestly, I do not remember. I would think I would remember something like that.
Well, you're not being truthful about how much you drank. You're not.
It's scientifically impossible to be the blood alcohol level you were last night.
Wow, that chick is crazy. And it's an old lady, though.
What you took from
It's
me,
an old lady,
I'll
chat.
never, ever get back. My daughter was trying to be just like me playing basketball. She just celebrated her 8th birthday. Zane was about to be 5. Instead of
5-year-old and
celebrating
an
his
8-year-old.
5th birthday, we
Mowed down
buried
by
them.
an alcoholic
You
lady.
don't have no kids, so you don't know what this feels like. And I promise, I don't wish nothing but the worst for you. And I hope that you feel what we feel every day. Because it's hard. It's hard even to wake up knowing that they're not here. It's hard that their older brother has to be without his brother and sister. And I hope every day that you realize what you took it from us.
They're looking for answers, and we're trying to help them find answers. But you're not telling us the truth. You understand? But you're not telling us the truth about how much you drink.
So, there's one thing I want to leave you with, Marcella, because I'm tired of being lying. You did this. You did this. You see that kid there? You did that. You did that. You did that.
You're going to jail
And you
for life.
continue to lie to me.
I'm not lying.
You did this.
I'm not saying that I didn't, but I certainly don't remember. I don't recall.
That's not gonna cut it.
She showed no remorse for the tragedy, and even appeared in a TV interview to justify taking the lives of 2 young children after posting her $1.5 million bond and being placed under house arrest.
I think I had a seizure. I think that the same thing that my husband said that I did when I have a seizure is just go straight. And I think when I got in the car, that's what happened. I just had the seizure and probably put my foot on the accelerator and crashed into the building. I have a perfect record. I don't even have a parking ticket. I don't have.
It's the fact that you don't give a fuck. You just killed 2 children, bitch.
DUI or.
Nobody give a fuck about your stupid
A year
record.
later, while Jaden was still in the process of healing, Mariah was able to walk again after numerous physiotherapy sessions. Both had suffered punctured lungs, broken ribs, and undergone countless surgeries just to get back on their feet. Mariah testified in court to the best of her ability, and this is what she said to Marcella in her impact statement.
April 20th, 2024 changed my life forever. When I was told my children were no longer here, I felt like I stopped breathing, as if I died inside. The medical professionals had to keep putting me back to sleep because every time I woke up, my body would go into panic. My mind could not understand what was happening, and my body just reacted. I had to see everything that was left inside my home when we last left it all together. Having to see their little shoes and coats at the front door with toys laying around my living room made everything feel more realistic. I could not look at anything. I cried to my family to get it all out of my sight because every time I see something of theirs, I felt like I was going to stop breathing. I encountered so many phone calls, so much paperwork, and consistent appointments when all I wanted to do was just close my eyes and pray every time I opened them that it was just a nightmare. I felt helpless. I could not move around without support. I could not get out of bed and go to the bathroom without help. I could not bathe myself. With most of my ribs broken on one side, my shoulder blade broken on the other, a golf ball-sized hematoma right on my pubic region, and the back of my neck and skull bruise, I couldn't sit comfortably in a car or sit straight up in a chair without it hurting to breathe. I had to break the unwelcome news to Jaden, bury my children, figure out how to even celebrate Jaden's birthday to make it positive for him, mourn Zane's birthday the day after, and face Mother's Day all in the same week. Everyone's birthdays were gloomy and quiet this year.
That is so hard. This fucking crazy lady ran over 2 children drunk.
Just did not feel right.
That's
Easter
sad,
this
Chad.
year was the one
I feel
year
bad
death
for
date from this tragedy, and I was not even able to celebrate Easter. Instead,
We
I
just
faced
smoking a
another
joint,
heartbreak
chat,
by going into
painting
a
our
relationship
nails.
that I have not seen in a year.
Oh
Her
man.
room still smells like her. Her little dollhouse was still set up the same way when she was playing with it last. We were working on her room together, organizing all her toys, redoing the floors, and so on. She was so excited, and I never got to finish it with her. It took Jaden 10.5 months to regain the strength fully of walking without a wheelchair and walker. I wish I was alert that day. I would have been able to kiss my kids one last time.
Nobody prepares for some shit like that, shorty.
Zane would have been able to hold his mommy that he kept asking for minutes before he passed away.
Damn, that's crazy.
The other part of me is glad I wasn't alert because I do not think I would have been able to manage my children. Seeing my children like that or my daughter smashed into a wall. The guilt that comes with this is unbearable. And I question myself every single day, wondering if I could have done something more to keep them safe. But there were no windows or doors. Nobody seen her coming or expected a vehicle to fly into a building.
Fuck!
There is only one person to blame.
Fuck!
I always had mom guilt for working, providing, and just feeling drained. I never dreamed in a million years that the moment we had an opportunity to finally have a family fun day, my kids would never come back home with me. My children were supposed to bury me before I buried them.
Fucking
They
bullshit.
had their whole life to live.
And I fucked up my nail.
Having a clean record does not mean you're a good person. Her
Nope.
actions just finally caught up with her, and at the end of the day, she killed 2 of my kids. I'll never know the answers as to why she didn't stop the first time. She ran into something before coming towards the boat club. She is an evil and sick individual in my eyes. If Michigan offered the death penalty, I would highly recommend it for her. I am exhausted, mentally, emotionally, and physically with this. All I want to do is grieve the way I want and need to for my sanity and peace. I beg and I plead for her to be sentenced to life in prison with no parole.
Marcella was found guilty of all charges, which included second-degree murder, operating while intoxicated causing death, and operating while intoxicated causing serious injury. She was sentenced to 25 to 50 years in prison.
I never met Marco's children. My mother was involved in the accident. And the only thing that I can say is, I'm so very sorry.
No amount of apology could ever be enough. The children were gone, and Marcella, a longtime member of the Swan Boat Club, left everyone involved with a memory no better than reliving a nightmare every day. This case became not just a fight for justice, but also a powerful reminder that drunk driving has destroyed lives, and will continue to do so unless we make a conscious effort to stop it. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now.
That was kind of crazy, Chad.
Nope, not today. No cyber threats are going to slow down your business. Get business secure internet and protect your network with built-in cybersecurity, starting at just $60 a month. Plus, the more services you bundle, the more you save.
Empower. So handsome.
I can't buy this.
Whoa. Your Empower investment accounts are designed for the long haul. So, get good at money so you can be a little bad. Empower.
This video was brought to you by SimpliSafe. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Police just arrived at an airport parking lot to investigate reports of an abandoned truck. Initially, it seems like just another routine call with nothing unusual. But that's when it hit them. Inside the truck lay 4 brutalized and dismembered bodies hidden inside boxes. What officers didn't know at the time is that 11 more bodies lay buried and hidden in remote areas of the state. An active, twisted serial killer was on the loose.
What?
Detectives were
Where?
over months behind.
You remember the last time you saw him? A couple of months ago. We don't care about anything else other than finding Mac, Jeff, and Justin. Whoever did that is unfocused. I tied everything together yesterday when he did that. You know what I mean? I know we lost at 3, right? I know we did.
Taking these other 11, did you take them all to the same place? If you ever came back out to New Mexico, would you be willing to take us?
It started on a Sunday afternoon when police in Grants, New Mexico received a mysterious call. A landlord had just discovered something he described as disturbing while cleaning out an evicted tenant's home. Officers immediately headed to the address to investigate.
This guy hasn't paid us since July, but with COVID going on, we couldn't evict him, so we've had nothing but problems with him. Anyways, we finally got him to move out, so I see him today. We haven't come by, we haven't messed with him. We'll have to kick it. But I came by, he says, I'm going to give you a pile to throw. Well, we didn't know it's a pile, so we started to load it up. While we were moving some things, and we found this puppy in his box underneath some of the kid stuff, you know. Okay. So we go to put the puppy in the bag because we were going to bury it, and then we see that they had tied a cord on its neck. Okay. Well, we've had, like I said, nothing but problems with these guys, so I at least want to put a report on file. I know we won't be able to say who did it and when, but that needs to be associated with him, you know, because we're going to take him to court for a lot of other things, and if I can just have that on file, it'll help. Okay.
It was clear the puppy had suffered a horrific death. Animal control arrived shortly afterwards and confirmed it had been deliberately tortured, noting a cord tied tightly around its neck. The cruelty of the scene was deeply unsettling, and the officer immediately recognized they were dealing with someone truly twisted.
Yeah, that was just true.
Absolutely. That's just sad. That right there just really got me because it's like that's not cool at all. No. Absolutely. Cruel, awful people. Yeah, you have to get in, as landlords, you guys go into the house. They went in, they painted everything their own colors, and they just ruined everything.
Unfortunately for investigators, the puppy was just the first body, and in the coming days, police would uncover more gruesome scenes, strange disappearances, and disturbing evidence pointing to something far more calculated than anyone expected. That same day, Detective Robert Turney was assigned a missing persons case involving 19-year-old Matthew Miller. Matthew's grandmother had called 911 a couple of days earlier, worried because she hadn't seen or heard from him in nearly a week. It turned out police were already familiar with Matthew and knew he had previously struggled with substance use. So initially they assumed his disappearance was drug-related. Maybe he overdosed somewhere. But Matthew's family insisted something was different this time and urgently requested to speak with detectives. Trusting their instincts, Detective Turney decided to visit Matthew's grandmother, where he would discover some unsettling new possibilities.
So you guys can help me out by just calling around to hospitals, clinics, rehabilitation places, other county jails, and just see if he's there. So prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Okay. But I will tell you, I had more than enough to arrest Matthew several times, and he's not one of those people that I wanted to arrest. Matthew is not going to pull a gun on anybody, right? To get his drugs. Yeah. He's not that kind of person.
Yes.
Okay. And he probably has a little bit of a complex because he knows he's that kind of person. And so he's going to be real hesitant to reach out and tell you guys the actual truth about this person took advantage of me.
Yeah, no, he's
You just forgive him. All you can do is tell him you love him and you forgive him and go from there.
After rehashing some information with Matthew's family, Detective Turney would go on to learn some critical details. Matthew's girlfriend told the family she saw him getting into a vehicle with several other people, including a blonde woman named Jennifer Lannon, someone Matthew had recently been spending time with. He also learned that Matthew often spent time with a close friend named Justin Mata and his girlfriend, Leonie Calzada. All three were known to use drugs together. Acting quickly on these promising new leads, police began searching locations Matthew was known to frequent, and soon enough, they located Matthew's Chevy Colorado truck parked and seemingly abandoned within a few blocks away from Leonie and Justin's residence. The truck was dirty, locked, and appeared to have been parked there for several days. Inside, detectives found clothing and personal belongings, as well as several unsettling items including a pair of rubber gloves and a shovel lying in the truck's bed. They also found multiple cell phones that were damaged in the front and back seats. It seemed clear Matthew hadn't intended to leave the truck there, and detectives sensed something wasn't right.
Oh, chat, I'll finish.
Immediately, investigators canvassed the area and found surveillance cameras nearby, one of which captured Matthew's truck arriving at Leonie and Justin's address on January 26th, just 3 days before Matthew was reported missing.